Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. We are joined once again by Caitlin McConnell, the author with Ozarks Alive. Thank you so much for being here, Caitlin.
Thank you.
So today we are talking about your latest blog entry, and I want to start with the title and why you titled it this way. This is a little bit different than your previous articles. This one is more opinion-based, more of your personal story. You call it "See the Ozarks Before It's Sold." What did you mean by that?
Well, See the Ozarks Before It's Sold kind of came about after, I spend a lot of time out and about on the back roads driving to these stories, and I began to notice a lot more for sale signs while I'm out and about. And that might seem kind of a silly thing to notice, but it just really felt like and feels like the more and more I'm out and about, the more and more I see pieces of land for sale. It's different than just your houses with a few acres. These are big pieces of farmland that are for sale and probably will be subdivided and really change the landscape of the Ozarks within the next few years.
And this is everywhere. You're noticing this.
It is.
Around Springfield. You have traveled to several counties.
Yeah, I don't keep track, of course. I don't have spreadsheets, but generally I go all throughout the region. I go from over to around Kansas and to northwest Arkansas, over to around Eminence and up to around Lake of the Ozark, and within that area I consistently see that there's land for sale. And for me, it's just an unusual thing to notice that we've been a rural area, and we still are, of course, a rural area, but throughout our lifetimes, people who live here have seen the Ozarks a very specific way. And as this farmland is sold, it will dramatically change the natural aspects of the region, even just from the appearance of it when you drive around. And so that's why, normally I do pretty much stay objective and neutral in my posts, but this one, once in a while, like this one, I jump into it first person and kind of share my thoughts and opinions. And in this one, it's just, you need to get out and see the Ozarks while it still is the way it is.
I've found this very interesting. In your article, you say as you're driving through, you see items that are littering the roadsides, and then you later clarify saying this is not necessarily trash, they are for sale signs. You also talked a little about your own personal experience growing up several miles away from Marshfield. You talked about driving into town or to different areas with your family and noticing the difference then and now. Can you explain that a little bit more? What it looked like then, as far as you can remember, compared to now? Yeah,
well, in my lifetime, I'm 31, so it's not a huge chunk of time in the grand scheme of things, but I think back to when I was a kid and it took about 6 or 7 miles to get out to our house outside of town, and there were very few houses. There were a few, but it didn't change much throughout my growing up years, to the point where I graduated from high school. But in the years since then, it's house after house after house that has happened with these pieces of farmland that's been sold. And the thing, it's weird, it's not, I suppose, necessarily a bad thing. Of course, I'm predisposed to want the hills and the fields and the cows and the barns. But of course, people, progress happens, and people move out and find the places beautiful as well and want to make them their homes, and that's great. I'm glad they love it as well. But it is weird to see the growing change. And also, like I said, I'm 31. I've seen that period of time, but my grandmother grew up in the same house. And so I would hear occasionally about her descriptions of the area when she was a kid as well. And you barely had a road. Things change, and most of the time in a good way, like that one.
Yeah. You also mentioned in your article, you say, of course, change isn't necessarily a bad thing. So what do you think about finding that balance? How do we go about finding that balance and appreciating how things used to be and how the Ozarks are naturally and the change coming? Yeah,
well, there are so many different aspects to that question. I do tell a lot of people that as much as I love studying the old-time Ozarks, I never would have wanted to live in it. You think about how much different life was, and there's no romantic illusions in me of wanting to have an outhouse and having to go out to the creek and get water. But it is interesting to see how those things shape our reality today, and you can see how people who remember those things are still here and can talk about them firsthand, and that fascinates me, how much change that they've seen in their lifetimes.
So you have been doing this for a while. You started the blog in 2015, you said, and almost every weekend you're out somewhere exploring the Ozarks. How do you suggest someone start doing this? What are your tips and ideas for someone who wants to see the Ozarks before it's sold, as you said?
Well, of course, shameless self-promotion, I would encourage them to go to Ozarks Alive and kind of see some of the places I've written about in the past. Not every story is about something to go see, but a lot of them do have some kind of suggestion or something to learn about. And so I think that I'd hope that people find that a good place to start. But really, just get in the car. That's fundamentally the way to do it, regardless of if you're in Springfield or if you're in any other city or town around here. Just get in the car and start driving, because it won't take you long to get out and see the countryside. And that's what I'm kind of talking about with this piece. It's not anything specific. It's just the natural beauty of the Ozarks. And I think that that's something, you know, it's a very low cost investment. All you have to do is get in the car. And it's a great way to be able to appreciate something very beautiful.
Now, I know you have something coming up in a couple of weeks called Ghost Towns. Can you tell me what that's about?
Yes, so on October 10th, I will be giving my next presentation with the Springfield Greene County Library District. It will be, like you said, called Ghost Towns of the Ozarks, which is a presentation both about ghost towns of the haunted nature, but also ghost towns of the historic nature, where you think of towns that are long gone, there aren't people there anymore to call them home. But it's going to be kind of a mix-up of those different types of ghost towns. And it's free to attend. Everyone's welcome, and it'll be at the Library Center.
All right, Caitlin McConnell with Ozarks Alive. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
And we will have all of the details on ghost towns and the article, See the Ozarks Before It's Sold, on our website, ozarksfirst.com. We'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.